we are going to discuss the Tyler versus Hennepin County, Minnesota Supreme Court decision. Okay, this is something that occurred not too long ago. I've been seeing everybody's emails, everybody's asking what does it mean for the industry, what exactly happened. In today's video, I'm going to break that down. I'm going to explain to you exactly what happened in the Supreme Court case. I'm also going to let you know what this means for excess funds moving forward and what it means as being an asset recovery agent. All right, guys. So this is pretty much the syllabus of what occurred. Okay. So it says here, Supreme Court of the United States. This case went all the way up to Supreme Court. Okay. They started off at the county level and things did not work out in their favor. So they went ahead and appealed it, and things went all the way up to the Supreme Court. So this is great. The law firms that actually represented this lady did a great job. She was 94, so let's go ahead and break it down. All right, so this lady right here, Geraldine Tyler, she was 94 years old. All right, she owned a condo in that county in Minnesota, and basically when she left the property, I did read that she went on to a elderly home. She moved from her property, even though that was still hers, and the tax bill ended up getting up $15,000 in unpaid real estate taxes. All right, there's other interest and penalties that could be municipal charges from the county, and after she did not pay, the county held an auction. Of course, they're going to seize the condo, and it sold for $40,000. Okay, $40,000 is $25,000 more than 15. That's why it says in excess of that. All right. She was filing suit alleging that the county unconstitutionally retained the excess value of her home. Okay. And majority of states in America, any excess amount is rightfully owed to the previous owner, but there's a few states in which they just so happen to not give it to them when it comes to tax overages. Now, when it comes to mortgage foreclosures, there's many counties that, many states rather, that will just go ahead and give you those surplus funds. So when we're talking about tax overages, there's only about 5 other states that are not releasing the tax overage easily. It still is going to happen. It's just not as easy. Okay. So when we're looking at this case and what it means to the business, once they determine that this is unconstitutional, that's one more state that is now going to allow excess proceeds to be actually claimed. We saw it happened in Michigan. Okay. So now we're seeing this in Minnesota. All right. So this is a movement. So eventually all 50 states are going to be comfortable with this. All right. So the reason why this was actually voted as unconstitutional is because it's true. If we look even back on Magna Carta, all right, we understand that you cannot take people's real property. All right. The government simply cannot take real property. Okay. It's unconstitutional. We have rights for a reason. And real property is also considered your equity. Okay, so equity in somebody's home is going to be the amount that's available after any type of expenses, any loans, things of that nature. So this is amazing. All right. So now the Supreme Court has voted this is unconstitutional in this state. It's happened in many other states. Now that is the case, Minnesota is something that we can actually go after. All right. Now, this doesn't mean that Minnesota counties are all going to have their own claim form. It's going to be easy to do. It can be similar to how it is in Michigan, in which they have like a form, or you'll need to get an attorney to draft a motion, and then you actually have a case. Boom, the Supreme Court ruled in the favor that this is unconstitutional. This property was foreclosed on this date. It's sold for a higher amount. There's no more creditors. There's no other outstanding debt. We would like this remaining amount. Okay, so now you have an opportunity to work in another state. What can this mean for the remaining states that aren't offering this? All right, they might end up changing their laws as well. Okay, just because the Supreme Court issued it doesn't mean that all the counties are immediately changing it, but most likely you're going to start seeing them following suit. So this is great for our industry because that means this business is here for the long haul. It's not going anywhere. I'm glad that these counties are not able to just steal the funds. I mean, we look at San Diego, if they don't claim it within a year, then they get to keep it. So this county, they just took it immediately. It's kind of messed up. So I want more counties to follow suit. There's a lot of counties that are doing this. You can do tax overages, mortgage foreclosures. We're going to help people with the excess proceeds. Now, when it comes to us as recovery agents, as third-party agents that actually assist them in the paperwork and the filing of the claim, this for us just means that we can still do this business. If any county comes out with laws saying that we can't do it, we know we can just work with an attorney, all right? Have our attorney file the claims, just like in many counties, like in Georgia, for example, that say they don't work with third parties. That doesn't mean we necessarily can't do it. It just means that they won't accept the claim from us, but we go ahead and get an attorney. All right, guys? So hopefully you guys understand the importance of this business. Also, use this to your advantage. If you're ever communicating with somebody and they believe that assisting with surplus funds is a scam or there's no way possible that excess proceeds is real, aside from sending them the state statute, send them this Supreme Court decision. You guys can send this. I'll put the link in the video description, but you guys can send this exact document to them and they can see this is directly from the government. It doesn't get any higher than the Supreme Court, and they'll be able to verify. All right, guys. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and share this with anybody that you know.